Hey everyone, I'm Airwingmarine and welcome back to my channel. We're going to be doing an Escape from Tarkov video today on the hideout and what to craft, what not to craft, and how to maximize the profits you make from the hideout. I'm going to go through all the parts and pieces so you don't have to do the math, and I have a spreadsheet you can check out that shows you how I came to these numbers, and you can tweak yourself if you want to. So without wasting any more time, let's jump right into it. Okay, so the first module we're going to talk about is the med station. Now here, they've added a couple of new crafts. I'm staying away from most of them because they're real volatile right now and they're not really making money. You can make the LEDX, but you're going to lose money if you do it. Do it for your task only. The safe crafts right now to make, to guarantee you're going to make money, are IFAKs, Salewas. You can make these and you are not going to lose money. Sell them kind of at the market rate. You get these. What I do is I use army bandages, and then I use, if I only have one or two, I take them out and I use those. And then pile of meds are pretty cheap right now, and they will be. And then sell the IFAKs. Try to sell them for 14 or 15K, and you'll do okay. Salewas, you buy all your parts from the traders, and then list them for 19,500, 20,000, and you make a little bit extra money. Now, if you want to make a bunch of money, you can do it with SJ6s. So as long as you're getting your SJ1s for about 35,000. Both of your pile meds for less than like 18,000. So buy them for like 9 to 10, and your NaCl for like 30,000 or less, and then sell your SJ6s for about 55,000. You're going to make quite a bit of money here. One other trick that I have is with Propitols. Now, if you're just trying to make these, you kind of break even. You might make a little bit of money, but what I do is I use Golden Stars in Raid. And when I get them trained down to like 1 or 2 uses, I take them out and I craft them into Propitols and I sell those. I try to sell them for like 19 or 20,000. And what that does is that covers the cost of the Golden Star. You get all that money back and basically you break even on your Golden Stars. So it's a way to run Golden Stars in your inventory and not break the bank. Now, at the nutrition unit, unless you have level 3, you're not going to be able to make money here. But at level 3, and for right now, you'll be able to make money maybe till tomorrow on the Dan Jackal whiskeys. The components are cheap because nobody's buying them up a bunch now, and the bottles are still selling for over 45,000. And that's really what you need, is above 45,000 to make money on this. Otherwise, you're not gonna. So just keep an eye on the prices and make them for tonight, maybe not tomorrow. But you can also use these to do a gun barter that's pretty good as well. And lastly, Aquamarines. Now, the caveat with Aquamarines is sell them on Saturdays and Sundays. They spike. People are using them for the barters for the M1 rigs and using them for food and drink, so they get more expensive. So you need to sell your Aquamarines for about 19.5 or higher, and you make decent money with them. So, and that's just buying all your components. If you use crafted water, you make a little bit more, but that gets into a complicated mess, and I didn't want to really get into it in this video. So make Aquamarines, sell them on the weekends for at least 19,000. You might even be able to get 22, 23. I don't know what they're going to do this weekend. Last weekend, they did about 23,000, so you were able to make pretty good money with them. Right now, I have a bunch of these stored up. I'm ready to sell them. Next up, we'll hop just right across here to the water collector and the booze generator. Obviously, if you can make water, do it. The price is simple. You use about 65% less if your hideout management's higher of the cost of your filter to make one bottle. So when your filter's 60,000, you're only using, $50,000 of that, or 50,000 rubles or 45,000 rubles to make a water that you can sell for 115, 120. Good money. The booze generator, you can't make money with moonshines directly because the cost is just too high right now with sugar and stuff. If you're making them now and saving them for later, you probably make money. I imagine these are going to get more expensive eventually, just not right now. I'm making them so I can run my Scav Case on moonshine, and that's all I'm doing with them. So if you're trying to make money, don't make booze. At the Intel Center, here we have a couple of crafts. A lot of these make you money, but the best one right now is VPXs. So if you're making VPXs, just keep ripping them out. Try to get your RAMs for as cheap as you can. And you're going to make 300,000 on these, which is pretty good. But at the end of the day, it takes a long time to craft them. So the craft per hour isn't that high, but they still make really good money. This is what I'm crafting. I've been crafting. I just craft these over and over again. You can make decent money with graphics cards, and there's a little more utility. Technically, you could craft the graphics card, throw it in your farm, let it generate coins for a week, take it out and sell it. Right now, graphics cards are through the roof. They won't last that way for long, so I just sell graphics cards as I get them. And then lastly, Intel. You can make okay money with Intel, especially if you have a bunch of non-found and raid thumb drives. Is a pretty good thing to do with them. Real quickly, talking about the Scav Case, there's kind of 3 ways to look at this. You can run moonshine for streamer items and higher tier loot. Intel for keys and higher tier loot, and then money for kind of a combination of everything, and you can make decent money at it. So like right now, you'll see what I got out of my moonshine. It wasn't a super good run here. Probably didn't even break even for the 180,000 cost, but that's kind of how it goes. I got my last one, I got an RFID out of, which I was just able to sell for like $1.7 million, and minus flea market fees, I made like $1.4 million. So pretty good run there. That covers about 8 runs on the moonshine. So I'm going to run this back again, but if you don't want to gamble with the higher cost items, run your 85.7 or your 1,000. All of it's pretty good. Over at the lavatory, this one provides a lot of value for people because you don't need fuel to run your lavatory. Your generator doesn't need to be on, and you can still craft stuff. Right now, the best craft in here is ox bleach, but you have to get your components at the right price. Basically, look for soap and alkali for less than 11,000, and then try to get your sodium for less than 16. You can push 17 or 18 and still do okay. And then once you get it, try to sell your bleach for about 9,500 or more. It should get a little bit more expensive on the weekends because people are using it for barters, but this one can make you money. You just got to watch it. If you want a more safe craft, do scav backpacks. And what you do with this is just keep crafting scav backpacks over and over again. You know, get your ripstop for less than 10K and fleece for less than 11. Take your 2 backpacks, stack them, and then just stack them and stack them and stack them. And this takes some inventory space, but get like 5, 6, 7, 8 of these things because sometimes you pull them out of raid, and then sell them in a big stack at the end of the day for like 15.5 to 16,000, and you're gonna make okay money. And it's real safe. You're always going to make money with these, for at least for the foreseeable future, just because people buy them up constantly. And then lastly, the Lucky Scav Junk Box. At night, I tell people to craft these. You know, you can buy all the components, just buy everything, and you can craft these and basically break even selling them. But if you have Mechanic, Shooterborn, and Heaven done, you can buy these Scav cases, and I'll show you right here, for a lot cheaper. So instead of breaking even, you make over 300, maybe 330,000 on these versus everybody else, because I have Shooterborn and Heaven done, so I can just buy these for Mechanic. Now, you can only buy 1 per reset. So during the day, buy 3 of them, and at the end of the day, make your Scav case out of it. And that's what I'll do tonight. In fact, I'll buy this right now because I missed the last reset. Now, I saved the most complicated and the best one for last. The Workbench is a bit of a conundrum because there are a ton of crafts here that are worth a ton of money. And I just kind of want to touch on the top ones. My favorite craft right now, and it's my favorite craft period because you can be lazy into it and still make good money, is the Eagle Gunpowder, the green gunpowder. This craft here takes 2 M67s, and I'll get down to it, and a smoke grenade. Now, M67s are really expensive. You can't buy these off the flea market. And even bartering for them doesn't work because that costs you about 60,000 rubles. What you need to do is get Spot Tour Part 2 done with Peacekeeper, and it unlocks this grenade. And then you can buy them for it's just shy of 10,000 rubles, basically. It's $78, which comes out to about 9,500 rubles when you look at the cost. So you can literally take your dollars and turn them into rubles if you want to. I just buy up these things, 6 at a time, and then I go to Proper, buy up his smoke grenades, and turn them into green gunpowders. And you can just crank this over and over and over again. And these stay the most profitable thing right now until you sell your green for about less than 63,000. But these things are selling for almost 70. You got them cheaper here, but I was seeing some of these 68s and 69s selling just a little bit ago. So this is the most profitable craft. Now, if you can't make green gunpowder, your next best bet, honestly, is to stick with wires or the 2 circuit board crafts. So there's 2 circuit boards now. You got the one with the DVD and one with the gas analyzer. And they're pretty close to the same. The gas analyzer is a little bit better just because the components are cheaper. But you can just cycle back and forth on these, level up your hideout skill, make some circuit boards, and sell them at the higher prices they're going right now because lots of people are buying them. And you're going to do okay. This is not a bad craft. Also with this is PBM ammo, but it's a little bit unstable. PBM ammo can make you a bunch of money, but the price swings on PBM ammo is crazy. And a lot of people don't know about this. So right now, PBM ammo is selling for $350, but you will see it push $600 almost every day. So if you craft up your PBM ammo like these guys are doing here, sell it for $600, let it sit overnight, it's probably going to sell. You can sell it for $400 or $500 and still make decent money. But that's how I do it. If I'm looking for PBM, I make it into a bunch of stacks and then I sell it at the end of the day for, $580, $600. Sometimes you can even get $650 for it. And you can also do okay with 7.62 BP right now, though be careful. I'm not sure what it's going to do this weekend. It can go either direction. If a bunch of people start crafting it, obviously it tanks. If fewer people are crafting it and a lot of people are buying it, then it goes through the roof. So they modified this craft. It didn't used to need a blue gunpowder. It needs a blue gunpowder now. So for 2 greens and a blue, you make yourself 260 rounds of BP over almost 4 hours, depends on what your crafting skill is. And you can sell this and do pretty good. It's not the best, but it's one of the better crafts out there right now. Now you can look on the spreadsheet and see a bunch of these other crafts that make you money. And obviously if you have items that are not found in raid, like red gunpowders and things, some of the ammos are great to make. So just check that out and go with what you want. A quick talk on strategy here for when you're selling stuff from the flea market. Higher stacks always sell better. I don't know how many stacks of 7N31 I've sold to Landmark or other streamers like that. And not on purpose necessarily, but when guys are streaming or, players that have a lot more money and don't want to waste time buying 5 and 10 stacks of ammo, they'll go look for the highest ones. So like if you go into BP here, we'll look. All of these 20s and 50s, a lot of people are going to jump to this 660. But if this 660 wasn't here, people are going to jump down to 470 and 230. They're going to jump 200 rubles just so they can buy their bigger stack because they really don't care that much. They would rather just buy it and be done. So when you have big stacks, don't sell at the bottom. Come up and sell. Look through here and find where the next biggest stack is and sell around that price, and you're going to do pretty good. And that works for most components that people buy big groups of. If people are buying lots of CPU fans, you don't make those, but if you get them out of raid, if you get a big stack of those, like 10 or 12 and sell them, you can sell them for higher than the bottom of the market almost every time. So that's just something to keep in mind to help you make a little bit more money. Well, that wraps up the video. I hope you guys liked it. If so, make sure you hit that like button. It helps out a ton with the YouTube algorithm. Also, if you haven't yet, subscribe so you see when new content shows up. I stream on Twitch most weeknights, so come by and say hi there if you want to. And we have a Discord full of chilled, laid-back people who love to help out and answer questions, as well as brag about some of our awesome loot. So the link for that's down in the description too, so you can join there if you want to. Lastly, as always, thank you guys for watching the video. Your support is amazing and helps out in more ways than you guys can imagine. So with that, we'll wrap it up, and we'll see you in Tarkov.